and you need this. We're too deep in the maze to make it out tonight. We don't have to be lonely. Just hold me. We're hyper-focused on 50 things at a time. We forget to notice our lives are slipping by and we feel alone. But baby, when you're with me, we can slow it down and take it back home. Let's give ourselves a break. We're spinning our wheels, burning the gas. We're tiring out and we'll never last. So we need this. We need this. We're too deep in the maze to make it out tonight. We don't have to be lonely. Just hold me.
All right, I think I got everything fixed now, so we should be good to go. Gotta give it a second. The emulator will pop up real soon. Mm, Emulator. There we go. All right. So let me crank this down a little bit. I think the music might be just a wee bit loud. Oops. All right. So I'm actually gonna start working on it. I'm probably not gonna do much today now that I wasted way too much time on trying to get OBS to work correctly again. Um, Minimize that now. So what we're looking at here is we got this application that I've been working on. It's been working on it for a while. I've got quite a bit done here. So if I can go ahead and do a nice little login real quick. Um, this is just for testing purposes. These there will be some type of error validation later, but these are all things I've saved in the database. So if I sign in here, I got it here to where it actually pulls the school that the user logs into, along with the address of the school and their mascot. Uh, things not perfect yet. We're still working on some, just trying to get the functionality working. UI, UX will come a little bit later after I make sure all the components are working as intended. Um, so as right now, this is home screen. It'll be cleaned up later. Then I have a roster screen, which should show all the athletes inside um, the roster for that sport. Also to mention that there will be a section here for the user to change the sport that they're involved in. Right now, it's set just mainly for wrestling. So now the user will log in. They're just set for wrestling right now. It'll all there'll be an option for them to change, and the format will change for that sport. Uh, So now if we can go here and you'll see it will only show the athletes. It will not show the coaches. It will not show the parents. It won't show anybody but the athletes that are on the roster. That way you can't really do too much with them. Um, I might do more about with that later. So as of right now, you can see they're just going to show their record, what grade they're in. This logo right here will eventually be their actual picture. And then their weight class that they're involved to. So if you would happen to actually click on them, um, it should take them to their profile screen, so you can actually see their email and the information about them. Um, you notice it does change depending on who you click on, so it's not so that function works. The event is still in process. I haven't quite got to that screen yet. Video is going to be still in process. The settings screen will need some work. A lot of these don't work, except for maybe the logout button. I think is the only thing that really works right now. And then up here, you have your nice little uh, profile image. Should show the picture of the person logged in eventually. But if I click on it, it will go to their user count information. If it's a coach, it would say less information in here because obviously they're not a wrestler, so they're not, wrestling, so they don't have a weight class or grade. So a lot of this stuff will only show if it's an athlete, doesn't show if it's a coach. And it only shows here for sign out if you are actually the user that is signed in. So you're not going to have somebody just go into the roster screen, click on it, pulling up your stuff, and being able to sign out. Don't work that way. So if you see there, this is for the roster screen. Then the button pops up for the actual profile. So the next thing that we're actually working on adding in here, which I have a WhatsApp clone already created and another app that I was working with. So the goal is for each of my streams lit from here on out, until I get that component completed, is going to be more working on trying to get the chat functionality added in. So I need to work on the back end. I need to work on the front end, and I need to set um, should be somewhere in the back end where it's going to check to see if the user is in the same school, the same sport. I don't want users to be able to contact other users from another school or in another sport since it's not really needed. Also needs to verify that they're not parents because I don't want parents in contacting athletes. Parents should only be able to contact coaches and other parents. Athletes can contact coaches and other athletes, not parents. And the coaches should be able to contact all the parents and the athletes through it. So it's a little bit of work to do to try to make sure everything works. I have been doing all this on my own, so it's been kind of learning as I go, and um, so I'm going to go ahead and dive into a little bit of it. So let's go ahead and let me get oh, the screen popped up here with my old code. So we're gonna start off with probably working, um, just work the front end right now because I do have users. Since I have users in the roster already, I have information to pull from to create a chat. So we're gonna start off with the actual chat list screen here. Let me shrink this down a little bit, and also to for a couple other things that I'm doing in here is there's also a drawer here. These will probably be the tabs at the bottom will be the more used buttons. They'll be rearranged as I need to after giving feedback after some testing. But inside the drawer, I do have the chat, the home, so you can go back home from here. There'll be an announcement screen and then the chat screen. So right now the chat screen is just empty. It says chat screen. Um, so we do need to get that part. So right now let's start with getting some way to get the screen up. Let me find what I was doing. So the big thing is I can't really just copy and paste because I did the WhatsApp clone in straight JavaScript. I'm doing this whole thing in TypeScript, so that way it will um, just for a good challenge, and I kind of enjoy using TypeScript a little more. So we're gonna start off with, where's my chat list screen on the other one? So here we go. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start off with, we need a, keep the safe area view. Actually, we're gonna create chat list screen. We're gonna add some props in here. Yeah. Gotta add props. Selected user. So, oops. Sometimes these autofills do not as intended. So I'm gonna a selected user. So the selected user will be more for is if I am going to start a group chat with users. So that way you can actually go through and you're going to select like this guy, this guy, this guy, and you're going to throw them all in a group chat. And next we're going to add a selected user list, which will add them to that list. Okay. And we're also going to give it the ability to set a chat name. Chat name. I'm gonna do this and type at the same time. It's different for me, so I'm not used to that yet. So, these three here. Let's make a comment for that here. So these three here are gonna be mainly used for um group chats. So those will be all from the group chats parameters. So that way we're gonna have the ability to select users. We're gonna add those users to a list, and if it's a group chat, we're gonna add it to a chat name. Okay, so now now we need some way to identify the user that is actually signed in. So that's going to be our user data. So our user data will be here with use selector. Right. Did it add it? It did add it. Okay, cool, perfect. And going to give me an error now. Say type of none. Oh, because I gotta add in the. I'll address those in a minute. So TypeScript, you actually have to identify things. Let's see if I go, for example, get my tab screen here, roster. So I have to do like interfaces and props and stuff and get the information there. I will definitely fix that in a little bit. Right now I'm going to try to just get all the const files, and that's probably all I'm going to do today is set up all the constants. So we're going to do a storage users. So actually, I think I'm looking at the wrong screen. I think this is. No, that should be right. All right, so store users. Selector. So probably what's happening though is I don't have this set up in my um, Redux yet, so it's not quite sure what to get it. I think this is named something else. Where's my read? Where's my store? Yeah. Dot auth. State. Okay. Right. There we go. Just gonna fix that for me. This is right. Mainly right now it's gonna stay as auth. All things that I'll probably end up having to work on later. Sure, let's do athletes right now. Stored. Let's change this from stored users to stored athletes. That way I can set it later to those would be set for athletes, coaches, and so forth. Since I'm really more working on the athlete portion of it, I will just work on this athlete section. And now we need to do a users chat. Equals use selector. Select. State users chats. So this one's definitely gonna give me an error because I do not have that set up yet for the the middleware. So it's not gonna find that. That'll be something I'll have to add a little later. Pretty much it's going to get the information from the database for the users chats, which we don't have currently. Let me see if I can bring up my MongoDB. Oh no, I did that app completely in Firebase. Just in case, if you didn't know, I'm doing mainly backend is going to be MongoDB because it's scalable and it's going to be for a lot of schools, so it needs to be able to scale to hold a lot of information. Firebase will probably not be able to handle that. So to try to take that guesswork out. So the authentication goes through Firebase. The actual database itself will go through. Okay. So yeah, I was gonna show that on, but I don't really have time to do that, so I'm just gonna keep trucking. Let me see where I'm at. Users and actually, this is actually gonna be set up differently as well. This is actually not gonna be that. That's going to be chats because it's gonna have to be a whole new database and Redux section. User chat data. Okay. And those will be added a little later. Users chat. Alright, do have to fix this. I don't know what I was doing. I do realize I have a whole cup of coffee here that I have not been using today. Alright, so from here, we're going to use a selector, set the state. And from there, we're going to set the chats data. That's where the state dot, yeah, user chats, except I think it needs to be chats data. it don't really matter because though that those variables be added later in another screen. Spell construct. Two. Oh, forgot I need curly brackets. So that's done. So data there. We're going to return chats data. We're gonna return an object. Object values. That'll be chats data. That's not what I want to do. But we are going to do chats data. We're going sort. So this should sort. Yeah. So we're going to sort by last updated. So here we're going a there. So then when we return new date with e dot oops dot updated. Oh, updated at get time. New time a updated at get time. We don't need to get times. Let's see what's this error saying here? Don't need it capitalized though. At can be capitalized though. It does not need to be. Let's see. Turns an array of values. See where I'm at here. Say concept. Okay, we don't have curly brackets. Sometimes I hate doing that because then and just type unknown. That'll be fixed a little later as well. Types are the big thing. I gotta make them types. Matter of fact, let me do this real fast. And we're gonna have to do a use effect. The use effect will set do prompts dot student it. Yep. Don't want this. We want to thinking about it. I'm not sure how I want to do that yet because it's going to interfere with my title right here. I think what I would do choose effect is different. Page title is chats, but I need to set the chat this here. according to whether it's a group chat or whether it's a single chat. Because so I want the group chat to be the group chat name that was designated, and then the user chat, or and then the single user chat will be the user that they're chatting with. So I don't need. See what this does if I. Let's just throw it in there and see what happens. Because I know the header right will put. Stop it. We'll put it to the right. Oh, I gotta do the whole set navigation thing. I don't. Navigation, set options, and then we're going to a header right. That header right. Want to do. So I have custom header buttons, which I think is what would normally run. Which I think is what's run in my page title. Yeah, because it has title for new chat and then the icon. So instead, I just need an icon, probably, or like a plus emblem. So we're going to just do, let's remove this here. And let's do a ion icon. And yeah, all right. Name, to do a name of, let's call it person add. And unfortunately, I am going to stop for the day. So thanks for anybody who sees this. We will chat later. But I gotta stop. There's stuff to do for